What's going on, everybody? Zombie Squad here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we will be doing the Battlefield 6 review. Now, before I get too deep into this review, I really want to get it out there that I think Battlefield 6 is a good game. I really do. But I don't think it's a great Battlefield game by any means necessary. I think Battlefield 6 could do a lot of things better. Just like even simple Battlefield stuff, you would even think, you know, I feel like it can do a lot of things better than it does right now. And if you go into this game comparing it to 2042, you're not going to have too many criticisms on it because you're going to see 2042, you play 2042, and you go into this game and it's hard to shit on 6 compared to 2042 because 2042 was so godly awful, you know. But if you go into this game comparing it to 1, 4, or 3, in my opinion, I feel like you'll definitely see it's not the best Battlefield game. It definitely isn't the best by any means necessary. Now, you know, is it still worth playing? I think it is. I think this game has potential, especially following updates, you know. I mean, it definitely will probably lose some player base over time, but I think this game has plenty of potential.
Yes! Yes, he's going to exit. I'm rushing.
Alright, got it. Yes, dude! Holy crap. Right there. He's low. Res me. Holy crap. Now, even though I am saying all this right now, I do think Battlefield 6 has its strong points. You know, I think the gunplay in the game is amazing. I mean, it's been forever since I feel like I've played a FPS game where it actually is like fun to fucking play a game. You know, it's been so long since I felt that. So that's already a point for me. You know, this game does bring out some very fun moments if you're playing with people or even by yourself even. Now, besides that, it's kind of really hard to put my finger on it, you know, because I've had extreme performance issues, which then again could be my computer. I don't have the most amazing computer, but I still have insane performance issues. And this game, by no means, is, in my opinion, as graphically impressive as Battlefield 1. I think Battlefield 1 looks so beautiful, but then this game looks meh and runs like complete shit. So there you go. That's out there. So it's a little hard for me to find pros of this game, besides the fact that, I mean, the gunplay in this game is amazing. It feels so crisp and so nice, and all the sounds are amazing. You know, it's a fun, enjoyable game. You will have fun playing this game. But besides that, I can't really say too many other good things about it because a lot of my criticisms lied very broadly across this game. You know, it's multiple categories. So, starting off with that, performance. Performance has been completely fucking shit. Oh, I just lagged like crazy.
Watch out. 20. Oh, 24. Bada.
Oh my fucking god!
You know, I'm fucking playing a fucking match, right? And just because I have fucking, I don't know, DLSS, whatever the fuck it's called, the fucking anti-analyzing shit, where it just automatically puts it on, by the way. I'll turn it off and then go back into a game a couple days later, and it's fucking on, which, that pisses me off. And then you go into a fucking game, and then next thing you know, as soon as there's a major battle going on, you know, you got like 6 tanks in one fucking area, your game doesn't want to fucking load.
Careful, SpongeBob! Careful,
Crap,
SpongeBob!
tank, dude!
SpongeBob, careful! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob!
Your game starts fucking crashing, and you're over here fucking delaying every single walk. You're just fucking rubber banding every step. You take like 5 steps forward, 10 steps back. Literally. And it's fucking ridiculous, dude. I can't stand this shit. So That's one of the things I fucking hate is the performance fucking, I don't know. Again, maybe it's my computer, but if I put a setting in, I kind of expect that setting to not fucking change without me knowing, you know? They should probably at least tell you, oh, hey, since we did an update on the game, we actually changed your settings back to factory default. So, you know, there you go. But really, like, you're gonna fucking change my fucking setting and I don't even know about it. So next time I go in the game, I'm over here wondering why I'm getting the 2 fucking orange squares on the top left corner of my screen, and I'm going over here to a building. Next thing you know, I'm teleporting back into the building I was in 5 fucking minutes ago. It's ridiculous. And no, it's not my Wi-Fi, because I have like a fucking steady like 20 ping the entire game. It's literally the performance, because I'll change the setting, and then it's fine. It's fine. It's fucking fine. But then you go in the game, and then you have that setting on. It's like fucking hell. It's literally like so fucking shit. So that is one of my biggest complaints with this game. You know, I have been having a lot of fun with this game, but every time I try to play this game, it does some bullshit like that without me knowing, and then my game ends up running like shit. And oh my god, what? First of all, why is there so many settings that I have to adjust just to make my game playable? You know, I mean, look, I get it. The next gen shit is going full force and all that. You know, I probably should have upgraded to a fucking, you know, all the AM5 socket, DDR5, whatever. Fuck me, I guess, you know? But, come on, most of Steam's player base does not have the hardware to run these kinds of games. Make a game that is optimized well enough to fucking run alongside of a fucking, like, you know, almost potato PC. I remember playing fucking Rainbow Six Siege when I just built my PC, and I was running that shit so nicely. You know what I mean? And I had a 5500 XT and like a Ryzen 3 2200G, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember, honestly. But it was a pretty potato build. That was my first build, and my Siege was running like amazing compared to my console. So, you know, it was just complete shit, right? I've been having a really hard time with all my fucking performance lately, and it's just been fucking awful. Okay? Now, other than that, dude, it's fucking... Jesus, I don't even know, because that just got me so fired up and put me up a fucking wall. Because it's like every time I want to fucking play this game, it just fucking decides to fuck my settings around, and then I'm over here getting fucked because I'm being teleported 20 times across the map. You know? So, yeah, I think the performance definitely has some major issues that I really don't enjoy at all. I like, they could do a better job with the optimization in this game. I know I've seen a lot of things where people are giving props to the optimization, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You know, I've been having a really fucking shitty time with this shit. Now, performance-wise, that other way, I really have a problem with how this game performs. The movement. That is my second thing that I'm really not a big fan of. I mean, I think it works. You know what I mean? It's not bad. You know, you're not moving at a lightning speed, but you're playing this game and, like, you know, you're sliding and all that shit, and you see these kids, like, fucking pulling COD Modern Warfare 2019 moves out their fucking asshole, which, you know, whatever, cool, but, like, this is a Battlefield game, you know what I mean? Like, I want to feel like I'm actually carrying a fucking 30-pound LMG. You know what I mean? I want to feel like a grenade just fucking hit me. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous. Like, I get trying to cater to Call of Duty fans, because especially after Call of Duty has done such a poor job at making games, and they just don't know how to please their fan base anymore. You know, it's pretty ridiculous. So I understand why Battlefield 6 would tweak the movements just a little bit. And honestly, I don't think it's horrible that they did, but I definitely think they did a little too much in some aspects. They could have just done nothing, and I think the game would have been perfect. But I do understand why the movement is a little tweaked and moves a lot faster. And I don't think it's awful. It's definitely playable. It still feels like a Battlefield. But it definitely feels like a little more of like a Call of Duty, especially in those tiny-ass maps. Which, that's another thing that bothers me a lot is the map selection of the game. Now, this has been a thing since the beta. You know, I've been hearing about this. I mean, the map selection really is just poor, and it's, I don't know, what, like a month now of this game's release, maybe 2, and there's still no really good maps. You know what I mean? Like, most of the maps, it feels like they're just Call of Duty maps. Especially the one, I think it's Brooklyn, where it's like that little, just 2 fucking tiny buildings with like a bridge connecting them, and it's just fucking shit. It's really bad. I don't know. And there's no vehicles at all. There's no vehicles. It's just, you're just running in there fucking killing people. And it just feels like a COD map, which, you know, if I wanted to play fucking COD, I'll go play fucking COD. You know, I have the older CODs, you know what I mean? I don't need to play this shit. So I think they could do better with the maps as well. Because when you don't provide enough big maps, you're also not providing much to, you know, your fan base. You know what I mean? It's the big maps are what makes Battlefield, these big all-out warfares. You know what I mean? So it's like sniper shots that seemed possible back in like Battlefield 1, 4, 3, whatever. About like getting used to the sniper, you know what I mean? Dude, no way! Holy crap, I'm low, I'm getting behind the car. They don't really seem too possible in this game, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll set up, and I think the longest kill I've got with a sniper was like 240 meters, or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Which, it's not bad, but it's not that long. It's not that long of a shot, because these maps aren't open enough, they're not big enough. You know, and I heard a lot of people, I didn't really play 2042, so I don't know everything about it. I just heard a lot of bad things. And I heard the maps were too big in 2042. So, you know, I could understand why they would say, okay, you know, we went overkill with this one, let's take it back. But instead of just taking it back, they took it back way too much, which, you know, definitely seems to be the case here, because these maps are utterly shit. You know, they're so tiny, so fucking, it's ridiculous, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like Battlefield because they aren't working hard to make it Battlefield. You get what I'm saying? It's, you know, you got these tiny maps, you got advanced movement now where it feels like you're moving faster than any human should be carrying a gun. You know what I mean? There's also another thing, there's no anti-tank equipment for any of the other classes. At least that I know of, and I can't use any right now, but there's no anti-tank fucking items. Which is insane, by the way, because what the fuck are you supposed to do against a tank? You literally have to play support just to go against a tank. Yeah, like, you can't fucking destroy a tank with, like, one of the tank grenades from Battlefield 1, but, like, you had those in your, you know, disposal. You could fucking throw a grenade at a tank and at least damage it for enough so that the engineer could do some damage to it. Which, another thing is, engineers don't even do that much against tanks. I think it took me like 4 RPG shots or 3, but I'm going with 4 with my engineer RPG. I'm not sure which one it was exactly, but that was crazy. I was fucking shooting this thing for like ever. And so that fucking sucked. But, you know, they, like, come on. Like, you gotta provide for each class, so that way each class has an option of going about everything. You know, obviously other classes will do it better, but you gotta give you gotta give an assault something they can go up against a tank with. You gotta give a recon something they can go up against a tank with. It's just like common sense almost. Otherwise, if nobody goes fucking engineer, like, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna do anything. And I feel like that's another thing that a lot of people do is they don't really go engineer. So when there are tanks, you know, we're just getting fucked and bombarded by missiles and fucking machine guns. So, you know, that's one like tiny critique, but so, you know, I really think they could be doing a lot better when it comes to this stuff. Especially with the maps. I think the maps would make a massive improvement for this game and for the better. 100%. Definitely some tweaks to the classes. Another thing I really don't like either is the fact that you can use different guns for each class. So if I was going recon, I could use an AR, which it's cool, I guess, but like, why? You know what I mean? It kind of almost gets rid of the whole, like, the reason why these classes are unique, you know, because a recon is a sniper, you know what I mean? Engineer, SMG, support, LMG, you know, assault rifle, you know what I mean? And all the little tweaks that each class has, you know what I mean? It's what makes, like, choosing these different classes, like, actually, you know, you got to think about it. So this game definitely, I feel like, got rid of the strategy behind the game, and it's more movement and just brute force kind of thing. You know, if you all pile up together, you know, you guys are going to take an objective. When compared to if it's just, you know, people fucking building up an entire base for their sniper, and it's just going to get demolished if there's enough people using all fucking ARs. It doesn't matter what class. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking about my ass right now, but I just find it a little ridiculous. You know what I mean? They could do a lot better with this game, and I think they could do great things with this game, but they just need to act on these things. And I feel like the first thing they need to act on is definitely the maps. Make the maps bigger. Get rid of some maps even. I don't want to play on that Brooklyn map anymore because it's shit. You know what I mean? There's plenty of maps to get rid of and replace them with better maps. You know, maybe even get rid of being able to switch guns on classes. You know, I don't think that's I just don't see how it was needed at all. I don't really understand it. Definitely add more anti-tank stuff to the other classes, because it is kind of ridiculous when you're trying to fucking go to a certain spot and then you're just getting butt fucked by a tank. You know what I mean? So definitely add that. And again, maybe it's just my end when it comes to the performance, but I really think they could do a little better with the performance and make
Objective Delta has been neutralized.
Why is this?
make the game run a little better, especially for lower end stuff. You know what I mean? Because it is a bitch. It's a bitch to fucking run this game, and it would be nice to play it and not have any performance issues almost every time I play the game. But with that being said, you know, besides all the shit talking I'm doing right now, I think this game is great. I really do. I think this game has a lot of opportunity. It's been absolute fun playing this game, and I think everybody should try it. You know what I mean? Because it's really been fun. Like, it's a fun game. But, you know, I don't know. It's disappointing, but it's also enjoyable at the same time. Like, it's a great game, but coming from a Battlefield fan, I think it could be an even better game. And I think that's where it's really hard it doesn't sit right with me when it comes to this game, you know? But, hey, that's pretty much all I had to say about it. Hope you guys enjoy it, and see you in the next one.